I thought it was about time to do like a little come with me video on farm chores in the morning. So I've moved the cattle just from this spot. They've grazed this down, left the weed heads. It's a bit dry and seedy at the moment, but we could be in a lot worse of a position. There's a lot of farms that are. Their water trough has been plugged in and filled up. That's their mineral boxes in the tubs, which keeps them healthy. It's like a supplement program, especially for the new cattle we've just got. We want to make sure they're going forward and putting on weight. So here's 82 head of cattle. They'll stay in this spot for one day, and then we'll move them again over that little hill, and they'll have another spot over there, and then they go on to another paddock. So we're always moving our animals onto fresh ground. They eat the vegetable and onion grass and the ice cream grass, so they don't just eat all the ice cream grass and leave the crappy stuff. They eat it all. So it's what's called high utilization of the grasses, and it encourages a greater diversity. There you go. Cool. Yep. So they're kept in by one single strand of electric fence. It zaps them if they hit it, but they rarely hit it because they know what it feels like, and they stay away from it. So it's what's called a psychological barrier. A lot easier to manage, a lot easier to set up, and it's great to control the sizes of paddocks. Just with I can run out 500 meters of this stuff in 3 minutes. It's pretty good. And to turn it back on, I have a remote which sends a signal back to the energizer. So it's not on at the moment. There it is. So it starts off around about 5.7 because I've got a lot of load on it at the moment with all the chook netting fences, but that'll pump up to extra strength soon and be up about 8,000 or 9,000 volts in 5 minutes or so. Okay, do you want to see how quick it is to roll up around about 200 meters of fencing? You ready? So that's done, and then I'll go pick up the fence posts, kind of drive along next to them with that and pull it out of the ground, put it into there, and then I'll go on and set up the next fence for the next day's paddock. Okay, so here's the meat birds, just really basic shelters to give them good shade. I'll move them this morning forward to about there, and then they're just about finished this area here, and then we're going to move them on to another spot. So yeah, they get their food, their grains. They're an omnivore, so they do need grains or some sort of high protein. And yeah, this is them. This is the opposite of a factory farm, but what I've got to do this morning is move every bit of the infrastructure forward, just to around about equal that tree. So we're spreading the fertility out, and I'll show you what the benefits are of having meat birds on paddock and what they do to your pastures, which benefits the cattle, which we just saw. The easiest to see, but this is where the chooks haven't been. We're pretty dry at the moment, considering. So this is where they haven't been. This is the strip that they have been and fertilized, as you can see. And I'll take you over here, which is harder to see, but you can already start to see as we get closer the darker green. So this is where they have fertilized. Really good difference. You can see up near that caravan, see that lush green grass, and then all the way through here it's lush green grass, and the cattle love it. Thanks meat birds for that. So they're a fertilizer program as well as producing ethical pasture-raised meat chickens for our customers. All right, it's brekkie time at the zoo. These guys are hoeing in. We've moved them into this spot 2 days ago, and they've already grazed that pasture out quite a lot actually, so that's really good. They'll move on to a new spot under that tree in 3 or 4 more days, and then they'll be back to where they first started here, where we've planted a cover crop of summer perennials and annuals. And so they'll have better grasses to graze because of the fertility they left 50 to 60 days ago. And then I'll be on to the second spot when they got here. And you can see that's just lovely pasture for them as well. So it's always moving these animals onto new ground. All of our animals are never stationary. And nice brekkie. Can I help you? What's going on, mate? You good? Guys are growing up quick. Hey mate. So also on my to-do list today, the layers have finished this area and they're going to be moving on to a brand new area today. So I'll probably do that this afternoon. Well, it's now the afternoon and I've got this job done as well. So this is their old area. The X-wing was there. We've moved it to here and then to here again to spread out that fertility. And now we've done a U-turn onto fresh new grass. Nice shade for the next few hot days. And I've just got to round up these remaining chooks and show them where the new spot is. And they look pretty happy. Normally what's a part of morning chores as well is managing the broody birds. So these are the young meat birds that start in here to keep warm until they get their full feathers. But we have none in here at the moment because we are having a break over Christmas period. So we've got more birds coming next week. And that's it. It's a really hard job this at times, but there is perks. So one of the perks is I work where I live. And so what I come back into is my daughter dancing in the lounge room, my beautiful wife cleaning, and yeah, the perks of this job.